Hey everybody, my name is Nick Johnson and my partner in crime is Eric Guise, and you are watching the Edtech Throwdown AI in Education edition. We are both teachers and tech coaches, and mostly we just like helping out other teachers learn about a lot of the great educational technology tools that are out there to make your daily life and career as a teacher easier and more efficient. We have a podcast. If you're interested in podcasts, you can check us out. You can see our logo in the top left, and you can find that podcast anywhere people listen to podcasts. The other thing right off the top, everybody, is there's a bit.ly link in yellow at the top of the screen. If you go to any URL bar and type that in, it's going to pull up your very own copy of the slide deck we're using to take you through this presentation, which is important because this is not only these slides are not just what we use to walk through the video, it's also for you. A lot of the stuff that you're going to see is clickable and ready to use. Let's get started by pointing out slide number 2, which contains a bunch of links like to our YouTube channel, because we don't only produce podcast episodes, we produce a lot of video content as well that you can find there. The center circle, if you click that, it's going to take you to our website, GotTechED's, where you can find our podcasts along with lots of other exciting stuff like blogs, video posts, and free resources. The bottom 2 are our Spotify and Apple Podcasts links. So please click those and check us out. The other thing we do at the beginning of this presentation is give a brief disclaimer just to let people know that we know EdTech is not a silver bullet. We know it's not going to fix every problem that a teacher has in the classroom, and it is definitely not a replacement for just good teaching and building relationships with students. We do believe, though, that it does have the power to increase learning by allowing you to do things that just would not otherwise be possible. A lot of these are time-saving things, especially this AI edition. So please keep that in mind before we get started. And with that, I'm going to kick it over to my buddy Guise to explain what the EdTech Throwdown actually is and kick us off. So what did I miss, my friend?
You've done a great job thus far, just kind of explaining what we wanted to get out to people. But now I'm going to take over and we're going to talk a little bit about what the AI EdTech Throwdown is all about. So Nick and I are both going to choose 4 tools that we're very excited about. These tools are going to help teachers increase productivity and also enhance lessons within your classroom. So let's just get right into mine. My first one is Diffit. Diffit is an amazing AI tool because it's going to allow you to take any type of passage, any text, a PDF, whatever it may be, put it into the site, and then get a lot of awesome resources out of it. So I'm just going to walk you through this real quick. Here's the Diffit homepage. What I did is I copied and pasted a little text here on photosynthesis, and I changed the grade level to 9th grade. You can put an article in there or any type of text or excerpt. So we're going to hit generate resources. All right, and it's going to go ahead and generate those for you. When you are done, it's going to pop up. It's going to give you your text that you copied, paste in there. It's going to allow you to make changes to the grade level if you're not happy with it. But here's the adapted read passage based on the grade level that I selected. Here's a couple summary points, key vocabulary words, multiple choice questions, short answer questions, and an open-ended prompt. I love this for a lot of reasons because we can easily do a do now or question of the day at the beginning based on what is here, or we could do an exit slip with very little preparation by the teacher. All right, so this is a big deal for me because I love gathering data at the beginning and at the end of my lesson so I can identify misconceptions so I could see if I have to go back and cover anything the next class. All right, another plus to this is you can go print out anything that you want, but you could also open with Google Docs and you could select which elements that you want to include. So if you just want the multiple choice questions, grab the multiple choice questions. All right, what this looks like when you hit export is this. This is the Google Doc, and as you go down, everything is there that was on the previous screen. So this allows me to go and select anything. You could attach these to your lesson plans very, very easily just with that Google link. Helps you get organized. These multiple choice questions are very easily put into a Google form. And these short answer questions can easily be displayed on the whiteboard so you can have the questions of the day or an exit ticket or anything like that. And I really like these open-ended prompts for small group discussions, maybe in the middle of your lesson, just to break it up and get them moving around. So this is Diffit. All right, let's go into my next one, which is TextBlaze. TextBlaze is a free app. It's based on AI, and it's going to allow you to increase your productivity, save time by helping you with automating repetitive tasks. So if you think of an email that you always send out to parents, such as a newsletter every week, and you have the same formatting, the same sections, all that, well, you could easily make a template, and anytime that you're in a Google Doc or wherever it is that you make it, you could just type a shortcut and it's going to provide you with that format. So I want to show you this real quick. Let's head over to TextBlaze. This is the dashboard right here. I am a tech coach by day, and one of the things that recently came up was how the seniors and the staff that were leaving, how they could take their Google Drives with them. So I typed in Google Takeout here. Here's my shortcut, and then I pasted it into an email and it gave them the steps. Here's another one that I set up, which is GotTech show notes template. So every time Nick and I go to fill out our template, we have the same template for each one. We just have to fill out the body. So let me show you what this looks like. You could, like I said, you could put this in a Google Doc, a slide, an email, whatever it is. All you do is you set your template up by adding a new one, and then you set your shortcut up. So I'm going to do /show notes, and what it does is it automatically copies it into the box. So this is our GotTech the podcast template that we go and we fill out for each episode. You could do this for a lot of different things. We love this tool because of its how much time it saves me. Just based on these three things, and I hit a lot of other things that I use it for, it saves us a lot of time each year. So if we go back to the presentation here, notice that you could get TextBlaze Pro for free for 30 days just by clicking this link. There's also a free version that you could kick back onto later if you want. I think you're going to find yourself very happy with TextBlaze. All right, let's head into number 3 here, which is Conker.ai. Conker.ai is another type of formative assessment tool that I like to use. It will generate quizzes, fill-in-the-blank activities, true and false questions, and put them directly into a Google form to make it perfectly easy for you. So I'm going to go ahead and show you that in a second. I just want to remind you that down in the presentation we have hyperlinks. This is the Get It Here hyperlink. Here's a video intro, which I show you how to use it. And this is another link for you to go check out. But here we go. Let's get into Conker. This is the dashboard. Once you go in there, you could type in photosynthesis or whatever it is that you want. So I'm going to go ahead and type in photosynthesis, and then you could go in and customize it. So you select the grade level, you select the quiz type. So if you just want multiple choice, you could select that. If you want a mixed bag, you can select that as well. And then you hit generate. After you hit generate, it's going to show you all the questions that it came up with based on your topic, or you could copy and paste in text as well. You can see some of the different question types here. And then when you're satisfied with the question, and after you went in and edited it, you can hit export to a Google form. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. It will bring it over here, and this is your quiz ready to go, the formative assessment, and you could get, data pretty easily from this and identify misconceptions. So this is another one that I really, really like. All right, let's get into my last AI tool. This one is called GotFeedback. This is one of my favorite AI tools because I am big on providing feedback for my students. Anytime that you could provide near instant feedback or quick quality feedback, I'm all about that type of tool, and GotFeedback does just that. So what I did for this one is I went over to GotFeedback. This is the dashboard, and I pasted a little section of a student presentation into this box below. You could also upload a file, and I'm going to use it to read through this student work and provide feedback on one of these four components: narrative structure, details in writing, claims in writing, evidence in writing, or I could write my own prompt right there. I'm going to go ahead and do evidence. This is a science AP Bio paragraph from a slide. So I'm going to put that in there. And then all you have to do is hit evaluate. When you hit evaluate, what it's going to do is it's going to take this, and based on the predetermined prompt, it's going to give you feedback. So it says, great start. Here are some ways that you can strengthen your claims with evidence. Below gives a couple different examples. With this, I can copy and paste it into the presentation that the student submitted, or the Google Doc, or whatever it may be. But what I would do is, when I copy and paste this into the doc, I would color code this. So this first suggestion, maybe I make it blue, and then I go up to the student writing and I make where it would fit in blue. And I could change this up to personalize it as well. But I think this is a great way to provide feedback very, very quickly without depersonalizing the outcome. Like, I want the students to know that I'm reading their work. It's just helping me with what I would type, and I'm a very slow typer. But if there's something in here I disagree with, obviously I wouldn't put that in. So it's still being personalized. We're still showing them where in the work it would go. The other thing I want to say here is I would only do this for formative assessments. I think for summative assessments, I would probably create my own type of feedback, and I would meet with them one-on-one or in small groups when that applies. So this has GotFeedback. This is the last tool that I have to offer. And we're going to kick it over to Nick to see if he can top my four tools. I think he's going to have his work cut out for him. But Nick, I'm very excited as to what you have come up with when it comes to AI tools. Good luck, buddy.
Guys, I gotta be honest, you did a really great job with those. I love, especially with things like Conker, how it can take a lot of that tedious work off of your plate, which is links back to what I said at the beginning. It just saves a ton of time. Although, as I don't want to give you too much credit, and as I get into my 4 EdTech tools, I think a lot of mine are going to do similar things to what yours do, but just better, which should give me the edge in today's competition. But let's kick it off with one called Question Well. Question Well is AI for teaching. It's going to take certain learning objectives, certain topics, even specific text that you add, and it's going to turn that for free automatically without any effort on your part into multiple choice questions. So this is very similar to Conker, but I actually like it a little bit better. So here we are on the homepage for Question Well. You can see you can find them at questionwell.org. You can try it out by clicking this button right here for free. This is one of my favorite things about it, is look at all the different places that these questions can export to once you make them. So head here, click try it out. It's going to take you to a page that looks like this. I'm going to skip actually typing all this in just to save time, but you can type in any topic you want, and in their sample you can see even designate the grade level, the language, and here's my favorite part. You can actually copy paste in from a specific source the text that you want it to create questions from. This is great for me because I'm very picky and I want to make sure my students get questions that sync up nicely with the information that I've taught in the way that I've taught it. And now I can do that by putting in my own text copied from my textbook or my own resources. Here I've pulled in some text from a web page that I know I really like and pasted it in. This stuff is all optional, but you can put in some specific outcomes. If you upgrade, you can have it do other question types such as fill in the blank and short answer, but with the free version, I'm just going to leave it set to multiple choice and then click on Generate Set. When you're done with that, you're going to get a page. So if you look over here on the right hand side, here's all of the multiple choice questions with answers picked out. You can filter those and search those based on the essential questions or question type if you've upgraded to different types. And again, here's my favorite part of all that, exporting to all of these different places, which is not offered by very many of these AI question generator tools. So that's my first one, called Question Well. For my second one, I have a tool called Hemmingway Editor. The Hemmingway Editor again, you're going to see a lot of these things online, but this is my favorite of the tools like it. It's essentially going to help you be a better writer by taking text that you have written, and it's going to highlight and tell you parts of that text that are written incorrectly or simply could be done a better way. So it's going to take, say, a complex sentence and give you advice on how to shorten it, or at least make it sound a little bit cleaner and neater. So here I am at HemmingwayApp.com, and this is just their sample, but it does a good job of showing how it works. So I'm just going to use their sample. I'll also point out before I do that this requires no sign-ins, no sign-ups, no nothing, which is always a big plus for me. What you can do is come to their website and copy-paste in anything that you have written and you want to know how to make it better. They do have a desktop app. You can also click the right button and do your typing directly into this. But usually, since I've been testing this out, I'm just copy-pasting in my own writing. And what I love about it is how they're going to highlight areas of your text. So here's where all the text begins that I've copy-pasted. They're going to highlight it different colors based on what's wrong with it. So anytime you see a yellow highlight, it tells you right down here that means that is a sentence that is hard to read. So it's too complex, and it's going to highlight that in yellow to let you know that. Another one is red. If it's red, that means it's really complex and super hard to read. It's going to go so far as taking a word like utilize and suggesting to replace it with a simpler word like use, which you can do by simply clicking on their suggestion and it automatically replaces it for you. And there's a bunch of these different color codes. We'll just do one more. If it's highlighted blue, it means you've got an adverb there, which isn't necessarily wrong, but it's better to leave that out because it's going to keep your writing a little more simple, along with passive voice and all sorts of other highlights. Once I'm done with this, I can just copy paste it back to where I need it to go. The best part about things like HemmingwayApp.com is that it's teaching me how to be a better writer, so eventually I don't even have to come here and use it as often. That is HemmingwayApp.com. Okay, my next one is probably my favorite out of the 4 that I'm doing, maybe out of all 8. It's called ChatPDF. If that sounds familiar, it's because you've probably heard of something similar called ChatGPT. It's the AI bot that really kind of got everyone paying attention, especially in education, to the welcoming of AI into people's common knowledge or everyday use, basically. ChatPDF is a spin on that, where you can essentially chat or talk to the bot just like in ChatGPT, except you first upload a PDF of your choice, and then the questions you ask, you're essentially asking questions of the PDF that you have uploaded onto their website. If you don't see why that might be so helpful, let me show you exactly what it looks like and kind of prove to you how valuable this could be for a teacher. So here we are on ChatPDF's website. You can see it's chatpdf.com. Again, no sign-ins, no sign-ups, no information provided whatsoever. It's as simple as, you could browse your computer by clicking here. You can also do from a URL, but mostly what I'm doing is just dragging and dropping a PDF that I've got into this space here, and that's automatically going to pull you to a page where you can start chatting with the document that you've just added. So here on the left, and I've done this in advance to save time, but this is a PDF of an article written in Spanish. And I'm doing this to kind of demonstrate, if you are a world language teacher, how this could be used, but you could substitute this out for any subject area. Essentially what I want to do is, this is an article that maybe I want my students to read and then help them analyze with some questions. Perhaps I'm going to be absent the next day and I don't have time to put together, lengthy substitute plans myself. I'm going to use ChatPDF to really do all the hard work for me. So I've uploaded the PDF, and chatpdf.com responds to me immediately in Spanish, because it noticed that the PDF was in Spanish. Maybe that's fine if you're a Spanish teacher, but I don't speak Spanish. So the first thing I typed was in blue. Can you repeat that in English? So here's the English translation. Then I started asking it things, and this is where you might start to see why this could be beneficial to a teacher, like, can you summarize this article in 5 sentences? Now, I know exactly what it's about without reading the whole thing, and I know quickly whether it's useful for my students or not. Then I said, can you write 10 questions about this article? And it gives me those 10 questions. You can further modify these 10 questions by saying things like this. Can you rewrite the last 3 questions to be more challenging? And it's going to go ahead and rewrite those questions so they're a little bit harder. And that way I can modify the difficulty, either easier or harder, of what my students are going to be getting. You can also say things like, can you make an answer key for all 10 questions? And it's going to go ahead and give you an answer key to this as well. Once this set of questions is complete, I could do whatever I want with it. For me, it's probably going to be copy-pasting them into a Google Doc or some other form that I can then push out to my students. My subplans are done in 5 minutes flat, and I didn't really have to put a whole lot of time and energy in, which, as you know, can be very helpful. I've also got the answer key ready to roll so I can evaluate the students' work if I want to. That is called chatpdf.com. And last but not least, I've got a tool called Wordtune Read. You may have heard of Wordtune. It's a pretty well-known extension that is going to help you be a better writer as well, sort of similar to Hemmingway app that I shared previously. Wordtune Read is a little extension of that original company that is a document summarizer, an AI-generated summary for any document. It's going to save you the time and hassle of reading the entire original thing yourself. Let me take you to their website and show you a little bit about how it works. So here I am at wordtune.com/read. It is, like I already explained, and like it says here, an AI reader that summarizes long documents so you can understand more and faster. I'm not going to actually go through the process to show you what this looks like. Instead, I'm going to go down just to get to some of my favorite spots. So here's one that's called Spotlight. It's one of the things it can do is not only summarize a document for you, but summarize it from different points of view. Like here's the original summary, but you can choose different points of view, such as from the decision maker's point of view or from an IT standpoint. So different summaries based on the person presumed to be reading it, which could be very helpful. My favorite thing about it, way at the bottom, is how it still shows you the original document posted with the summary directly to the right. I don't really like when an AI summarizing tool like this takes me away from the original document altogether. I want to still be able to access the article. Well, here I can see the original article, read it if I want to, but it's also highlighting the section that it is summarizing off to the right-hand side, so I can jump back and forth between the two as needed. If there is a part of the original document I want to read through myself, I can still choose to do that. That is wordtune.com/read. That is also my final selection. It also means that the Edtech Throwdown is essentially over. You've only got one job left, everybody, and that is to vote. Remember, this is a competition. You have to decide whether I picked the best tools. So here's my 4 in white on the left and Guise's 4 in blue on the right. And if you head to this bit.ly link, you can let us know who you think had the better selection. So please do that now. At this point, I'm going to kick it back over to my pal Guise to wrap up the presentation and give you some exciting freebies and takeaways.
Nick, I think we both did a fantastic job in this Edtech Throwdown. This is one of my favorites so far because AI tools are cutting edge when it comes to education. I think we provided 8 different ones that might be able to help a lot of teachers out. So With every EdTech Throwdown, we like to leave you with a couple of resources outside of the Throwdown. So I'm going to go over a couple of resources that we're going to go ahead and give you. The first one is all the tools and tips that you can gain by watching our YouTube channel and subscribing to our YouTube channel. We come up with a lot of little how-to videos, template videos, where we give you templates, and also some EdTech tools that you might not have heard of that you might be able to use in your classroom. So follow along there. We also wrote the 2023 Teacher's Guide to Student Podcasting. This is our third version of it, as we provide new resources, new tools, new ways of doing things. We'd like to update this, so please check that out as well. And the last one is our version of a choice board. We call it the choice board pyramid. Basically, it's 4 different levels, and it will walk students through research phase, coming up with a product, reflecting on that product, and then posting and publishing that product. We are big on students as content creators, so we love to get them and figure out ways that's going to inspire them to publish their own work. So it puts it out there and it allows other people to learn from the knowledge and the research that they've done. As always, we'd like to say thank you. We had a blast doing this, prepping for this. If you voted, we appreciate it. It's just a fun thing that we do every year. If you need another copy of these slides, here's the bit.ly link. Have a great rest of your summer, and good luck for the next school year. We'll see you.